Hi guys, welcome to our first mini muffin. Little bite-sized training for you to digest through the day. We're going to be talking today about making phone calls that don't suck. Okay, so for some of you, making phone calls can be a bit of a chore, and for others it's even a challenge. And yet we keep saying to you, make more phone calls. So what if making those phone calls was a joy? What if it was a pleasure for both you and the person on the receiving end? Wouldn't that make your business more enjoyable and more fruitful? What if these phone calls started yielding results? Let me remind you about Belinda's story. Just the other week, she was making a customer care phone call to see how a new customer was going. The customer spoke to her about the joy and the pleasure she was having with her Thermomix. They discussed the new recipes that she'd been converting. She spoke about her family and how they were getting into it. And then right at the end, just before she called off, she said, "Oh, by the way, I want to get another one of these." So there's a direct result of a sale from a customer care phone call. But let's look at this business of customer care. It's one of the things that differentiates our business from others. We pride ourselves on our customer care. We are in the business of caring for people. So how do you demonstrate that in your business? One of the best ways to do it is with phone calls. Phone calls that are actually caring and genuine. If you want to be seen as a pushy salesperson, then go into your phone calls with your own agenda and without listening to the person on the other end. Of course, on the other hand, if you take that phone call and make it about them, it's going to come across very differently. Now, you can't do that in an email. An email is sent out as a blanket statement to everyone. It's purely giving information, and for some people it can be seen as pushy. They can easily ignore it, and it generally doesn't get results. Whereas, pick up the phone and you will be able to have a two-way conversation. That means the other person has part of that conversation. So let's look at phone calls. We probably recommend that you spend around about a quarter of the time you put into your Thermomix business on phone calls. So if you're putting around the 10 to 15 hours a week to have a successful business, that means around 2 to 3 hours a week on phone calls. So I would say 20 minutes a day dedicated to phone calls will yield results that will give your business a huge boost. However, they have to be the right sort of phone calls. What do I mean by that? They have to be about them, the customer. Put aside your own agenda. Think about, what does this person want from me? What can I do for them? Jot down a couple of points before you make the phone call, and make that the reason that you're making that call. Whatever results from it will come because you cared and not because you had an agenda. You'll hear in those phone calls a lot more you and a lot less I. Have a listen out for that. You've got to be genuine and you've got to care. At the end of the day, if you care, you will call. And if you don't call, then basically you don't care. All right, guys, that's my message for the day, my mini muffin. I hope you enjoyed it. Please put comments below. Give me any tips, any ideas, any feedback. Welcome. Have a great day, and don't forget to be awesome.